It looks very strange.
What does?
Just my own image on the screen with wearing not.
Oh, we can have that
Vincent!
conversation too. What's a beard?
Did you just come over here and get coffee?
I mean, I refilled my coffee. That was about it.
You're in trouble.
What did I do?
You just left that sit there?
It was doing the filling thing.
I don't believe that for a second. Because I made that an hour ago.
I made the second one, Peter.
You did?
Yeah, I just found the thing of grain sitting right here.
Yeah, well, maybe I forgot it.
I made the second
Wait,
one.
grains?
The grains.
The grains of what?
The grains.
The coffee grains?
The coffee grains.
Grounds?
Grounds.
grains.
No,
Grounds.
not
The
grains.
I thought I could make bread out of it.
Like,
I'll make coffee bread.
no.
Don't bet me. I'll do it. I'll prove it, grains.
Prove it, Vincent.
What's the difference between a grain and a ground?
Oh boy.
What?
You said they're grounds, I said they're grains. What's the difference between grain and ground?
It's like an argument on the internet. You're never gonna win.
We are on the internet. I'm going to argue with myself.
Having an argument with Vinny is like having an argument on the internet.
You're welcome.
You're never gonna win.
Good freaking morning, all you awesome one peoples that are watching us right now.
Hey, I have a question. Question.
Answer.
Does he have a beard? Just yes or no.
There's only one
Just-
person. Oh no, there's two.
Just answer the question. Does he have a beard? That's it. Simple.
can see my scar.
Well, we'll ask it again in a few minutes since there's only one person watching. Does Phil have a beard? It's a very important question.
This is an important question.
Yes.
Now, majority wins?
Majority wins.
Okay.
Okay, so are you, well,
I can't just do that because
Welcome to life.
thank you.
get out of here.
Majority wins.
Thank you. Oh,
One,
in case
two,
in case we want to see
three.
a beard.
Beard.
Beard. There's a difference.
Thank you,
Signing in
Gary.
from Warsaw, Poland.
That's
Awesome.
cool.
Good morning, Gary.
Gary has.
And he has a beard.
Gary's-
Damn it, Gary, go away. I do not have a beard. This,
Glorious.
Oh no, he was talking about me.
yeah,
I'm sure.
he's talking about me. This is not a beard. There's no beardedness here.
I don't have a beard either. What's all this stuff though?
That's
Facial
hair in the shape of a goatee.
It's like I have facial hair in the shape of a beard.
Yes.
So
Anyway,
you just
we
have
did-
a big goatee. Yours just extends
No.
out further.
That's not true.
Oh, so
Why?
everything's a goatee.
Because this is a goatee.
What's a goatee?
Actually,
A design
technically,
shape.
it's really just this. Just
So
the
then you
chin.
don't have a goatee.
I have a goatee and a mustache, just like Vinny has a beard and a mustache.
He's got a big goatee.
Straight.
1990 vet from the Cardinals.
I don't know anything about Cardinals, but
I like it.
it's funny.
Anyway,
It's so funny we're having this beard conversation. The girl is having the conversation with the most bearded people I know. It cracks me
about
up.
beards, and
About
you're
beards.
convinced that you are correct.
I am right.
Vinny just held my hand. We had a moment.
We had a moment.
It was very sweet.
Over your beards.
It made me.
You're the hot. There we go.
Well, I
You're-
guess
you're
since,
the hostility.
since
over
you
here.
have the beard and you don't have a beard,
Hold on, you got to step out of the way.
it's okay that you're holding hands.
Step out of the way.
Just like that one time you guys locked elbows as you went through the doorway. Tell the story. Tell the
We
story.
both held the door open for each
Yeah.
other at the same time.
So, yes, we were. Obviously, most of you, anyway, would be familiar with walking in here, and we have two sets of doors, right? You walk through the first door, and then you go through into a vestibule, and John Smoltz. I remember the name, but I can't put the face. Anyway, two sets of
Sets of double doors. Yes.
two sets
Oof.
of double doors.
It's a set
That's
of
weird.
doors. It's a set of doors.
Two sets of doors.
I'm so happy right now.
We have problems.
Anyway, there's two doors
I rubbed
that you
off
walk
on
through,
you guys.
and then you come into another set of two doors. And me and Vinny were walking in at the same time, and
Demo.
I opened the door, and he opened the door, and we looked at each other, just like, and then just walked in. There's video cameras everywhere in here,
It's all recorded.
so
And they showed me later. I died.
it was actually pretty hysterical.
You
like,
didn't even say anything. You
Yeah,
just
we didn't.
locked elbows
Yeah,
and walked
we
right
just-
in.
Look at each
Look
other.
at each
and
other.
lock elbows.
and like we were both thinking the exact same thing at the same time, and just
Them's the rules.
Did your
Just
beards
dance.
look the same too?
we were prancing in, so they intertwined.
Oh
and it was,
my God.
It was
Like
another
Avatar-
magical
Avatar
Avatar.
style.
There you go.
We are
Well.
at the range.
Welcome to the chaos, all you wonderful people. Right now, these people are going, "What the hell
Yep.
are they even talking about?"
Glorious. Awesome.
So,
Beard.
what are we talking about?
Well, right now we're at a tie, so we need more people to answer the question.
Yes. Is this-
Does Phil have a no? Does Phil have a beard? That's it. Does Phil have a beard? It's the only question that needs to be asked. You're just trying to compare.
Oh, compare what?
You guys are comparing.
Compare what?
That's funny.
Oh,
Beards.
beard.
It's still that cracks me up. Just don't shave the goatee section off. Filbert, it's a terrible business. It makes me from
I am this weekend. I'm shaving this off. I'm going to leave the mustache,
Oh no.
and then I'm going to shave that part off, and just leave the mustache part, and then I'll shave it all the way off, and I'll start over. Patrick, good morning, by the way.
It's glorious.
Anyway, that's not why we're here.
Why are we here today?
We're here to talk about off-body carry. First, before we talk about off-body carry, I want to talk about on-body carry because I'm wearing. This is my normal daily wear, and I know I say this all the time, but I'm usually wearing that stuff.
Work clothes?
Yeah, work clothes. This is my normal sweatpants and sweatshirt, and I still get to carry a full-size gun without taking my pants off. I'll try to do that, but I can still carry a full-size gun because of the super awesomeness of the Enigma, which. I'll save this for as you're going through
Shenanigans?
your explanation of pros and cons of the off-body carry. So Ryan, I'm curious, your favorite subject, why? Because you're a fan or not a fan? Because you might love us or hate us in a minute. I don't know which that'll be, but yeah. Andrew, oh no, Andrew says yes. I'm assuming to the beard question. Because you're a big fan of, you're not going to like this.
He understands.
Yes.
He understands the complexities, for sure.
Maybe he's a big fan of it. Maybe he doesn't understand the complexities.
He understands the complexities. He's a competition shooter too. Yeah,
Hey.
he gets it. Okay, so off-body carry. First off, let me just caveat this by saying I have a strong bias towards on-body carry. I've been carrying on my body since, well, I did off-body carry for a little bit when I was pregnant with my youngest, who's 4 now, almost 5. So during my pregnancy, I was off-body carrying, and I hate it. I want to give major props to Angel, because when she was pregnant, she was carrying on her body every day, and it was fantastic. But I did not make that choice back then. Anyway, I have carried on body for definitely the past over 5 years, and so I have a strong bias. I've also had multiple conversations with plenty of students about off-body carry, and I want to be clear that I'm just starting this again with this new type of system here, so my opinion is not completed yet. I'm still going with it. I played with it a lot.
Yeah,
Yesterday,
your opinion is based on
short time
Yeah.
block of using it. So first off, there's definitely some pros and cons here. My biggest con with this off-body carry, so just so you can see what this looks like here, this is the pack from Vertex, and it's through Lena Michelick's line with the rose. But what I have in here is just my P365, and it's in a crossbreed hard shell holster. hard shell because I want my trigger protected and I want that retention of the gun not being jostled around and moving around, because I can take this thing off and toss it somewhere. And
take the holster out of there. It's Velcro back, so it works. In Ryan says with his Vertex sling bag.
Deadwater sling, yeah.
And this would work. Similar type of thing. Certainly, just my opinion. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it's probably your opinion too. Stay away from the soft holster that you put around the gun and then wrap straps and all this stuff around it to try to make that holster somewhat fit your gun. Spend a couple extra bucks and get a real holster that's designed for your gun that will attach in a bag.
Yeah.
Whether it's Molly or it's Velcro like that, that's the best way.
And resist the urge to just throw a gun in a bag, please.
Pam, good morning.
That's a very dangerous situation, especially a loaded chambered gun. You throw that into a bag, one of my old places of employment, there was a gentleman that had a 1911, and if you know anything about 1911s, there's a manual thumb safety that you can turn the gun on and off, and then there's also a backstrap safety. So as long as you have a good grip on the gun, that backstrap safety is pushed in and allow the gun to fire. This gentleman loaded his gun up, threw it in his duffel bag, went upstairs and went to the bathroom, dropped his bag on the ground, and everything happened just right, and that gun fired. This was before I worked there, so I'd only heard the story multiple times, but everything happened just right. And the only thing that'll make that gun go off is go off. I keep saying that. I hate that phrase because guns don't just go off. They are acted upon. And that's exactly what happened. Everything happened just right, and the gun was fired because the safeties were disengaged just right, and then something pulled the trigger. So definitely make sure that you keep the gun secure in whatever holster option you choose, whether it be in a bag or on your person. So with this guy being in here, my biggest con to off-body carrying is my attention to this. I cannot just take this bag off and set it down somewhere. Now, I do have kids. I have a 13-year-old and a 4-year-old, and regardless of my 13-year-old shooting guns and everything like that, I still don't just trust him around a gun unsupervised. So
yeah, I tell people all the time that I have 15-year-old twins, and I say that my kids are, and a 10-year-old, all my kids are very well educated when it comes to firearms, but they are still children.
Yeah.
And they still do stupid stuff. So absolutely, I'm not just leaving a gun lay around for them to mess with.
Yeah. But so with that in mind, the stress that I have with this, I feel negligent, like having my gun in a bag that I can easily set down because, I come home from work and I just want to take it off and throw it down or whatever. So now what do? Do I take my gun out of its holster, go put it in its safe in another holster? Do I unload it before I put it away? Do I just take off the Velcro on the inside and then have to put it back in there? And it's, it's like when you tie your shoes. You tie them once and you can slip them on. It's like when you start messing that up, it feels different. So I don't want to do that with my gun either. I want it to be in the same place every time. So, do I put my whole bag in the safe? So that was kind of an annoyance for me. I wanted to be able to have my bag still. If I need to go grab my chapstick, I don't have to go unlock my safe and yada yada. So
yeah, because you keep, part of the point of this is to keep your other everyday carry stuff with you. Your chapstick, your wallet, your cell phone, your whatever it is. This is essentially a purse that's easier to keep attached to you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is that fair?
I would say this specific style, yes. Yeah. This specific style is meant to be more comfortable to keep on your body, but I still found myself wanting to take it off. It is comfortable, but I start to get a little bit of tension up here, and I was just wearing it for 2 days, having and having a really small gun, this is a tiny gun. But even then, I'm still getting some pull here, and so it does start to irritate my shoulder up here a little bit. But I can also wear it around my waist here too. But let me just back up. So the biggest con to me is just the extra attention I have to give this, and I cannot relax. Let's just say I'm going to get my hair done, ladies. I think you guys can understand this. Is like, okay, go out to the heater and put the thing over your head and let it do all its curing stuff.
What
and all
does that do? Never mind. It's the weirdest looking thing.
The heat makes the color and stuff and all that stuff work. It's a chemical reaction, but
Weird.
Anyway, so you're in the room and you get your hair cut and everything. Like, okay, go sit under the dryer. Well, let me grab my bag. No, it's fine. It can stay here. No, it can't. It's got a gun in it. Or if you're at the doctor's office, or if you're just hanging out at a friend's house and you want to set your stuff down so you can just relax and hang out, take your coat off and stay a while. Nope. Why? Why are you being weird? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it would strike me odd. You know,
Yeah.
now you come over to my house and you kept that on. Obviously, I
For sure.
know why, right?
Right.
But if you're going over to a friend's house who's not necessarily, even if they are a gun person, you know, they don't care about the fact that you carry a gun or whatever, but they don't necessarily realize that's what's in that bag.
Sure.
It would, in my opinion, it would seem strange that you keep walking around with this
Right.
thing on.
Well, if I go to Kelsey's house, my friend Kelsey, you know, her and I will roll around sometimes, and if I go over to her house and we want to roll around, I got to take this off. But she also has a 4-year-old and who's 15 now. But what am I going to do with it? I mean, can I put my bag in your safe? I mean, sure, she's my best friend, so I'm sure she'd be okay with that. But like, just consider different situations like that. So anyway, that's my biggest con, mine personal. One of the things that I like about it, I want to try to speak nice things about it too, because there is some benefits. It's not in my pants, so it's a little easier to manage, I guess. Sometimes, you know, like I don't have to worry about it when I go to the bathroom or anything like that, and it is fairly close to me and everything, and I can easily put my seatbelt on in the car. But that's another thing. It's like when I put my seatbelt on, this goes right over top of it. So do I take it off and like put it next to me? Do I put the seatbelt underneath it? Then it like cuts into my neck a little bit. So I have encountered some issues with that. If I take it off and put it around my waist, you know, and carry it like a traditional fanny pack, it's a little bit better as far as like drawing from it and everything. But it is kind of weird, and my legs hit it when I walk and stuff. Vinny and I were playing with it the other day, trying to actually draw the gun out of it. Now, one of the benefits about having this Kydex holster is that it retains the gun a little bit nicer than like a cloth holster, but you have to keep that in mind when you're pulling it out. You have to break through that retention, and notice how the bag wants to move a little bit with the gun. So that's not very good for consistency.
Without your left hand, try to snatch it out of there. Okay. Don't elbow me in the face.
I snatch it out of there a little bit better.
Still, it's moving, and I'm sure it feels strange. Now, I'm sure, just like anything, with enough practice, that will become more comfortable. But you still have to get to the gun. So, high likelihood that right now, undoubtedly, your draw times are slower, right? Just because it's new, right? Chance that will get better, but do you think that it would get as fast as your IWD setup?
No, without a doubt. Even Lena articulates that, you know, it's not as fast as drawing from a holster. And I think that it's important that we recognize that as a sacrifice.
On the other shoulder.
Yeah, that's what I'm
thinking.
thinking. Well, I don't know, like, hold on, I'm like used to slinging
yeah.
my rifle this way and everything, so. But that's a valid point, and the way that this bag opens up, it opens up all around the edge, so I think that regardless, but I definitely want to try that to see if that. Hold on, I don't know how to do
put
it.
your other arm in.
There it is. Feels so weird. Okay, that's definitely a different angle there.
I don't know that the gun would sit that way, though, will it?
Yeah, it should. I mean, it's actually kind of already in that angle there. I think it would actually move the bag even more now, though, from that angle. I'll try that out too. It's definitely worth
That's
something to
interesting.
try.
God, that would.
Just trying to figure out which angle to put this guy in is again, I'm still learning with it and practicing with it. I want to dedicate some true time to this. These are just my initial thoughts. Big picture kind of thing. This is if I articulate these things as soon as I put it on, I don't have any bias towards it yet. So I have a bias against it. So I'm curious to see, in a month or two after I've given this its true, length of time with it, then we can do this again and we can talk about, pros and cons then and see if anything's changed. So in theory, your other hand would be holding it, so the other hand operates the zipper and draws. That's another problem.
I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that. I'm sorry. Clyde carried a Mark 18 in his backpack from time to time. That wasn't your primary tool, though. So keep that in mind. And Mark 18 is kind of cool.
Ryan, if it's like this, in order to get these zippers with my other hand, I'd have to. This is kind of a weird angle for me to grab this. And with this bag, I have to get the zipper all the way open in order to get the gun out reliably. And this is also kind of a little frustration with this bag specifically. There's lots of these are little ties. Now, they do recommend buying an extra, like one of the bigger ones so you can grab on it. I kind of wish it would have come with it already, because that's what this.
So
thing
what
is
she's saying,
for.
just in case you can't see it, is this other. Hold on, I got to go backwards here. This other one for the front zipper is kind of in the way of trying to grab. Holy cow, this is very difficult. Trying to grab one of these poles.
Yeah. So if I go to grab this quickly and if I pull both of them, see, like, this thing moves so much. If I pull both of them, then I'm not opening the bag. So it would be easy to accidentally grab both of them with a big hand.
He's saying
gesture.
zip from the top, which
I can't unless I leave this side open. Now, this is just to this bag's point. Like, obviously there's other bags out there that might have a better option as far as this goes. But in order to do that, I'd have to leave this open because I need this one all the way down in order to be able to get my hand in here reliably on the gun and not have it impede.
Zip that up.
Yeah. So if I just open it from here, me able to get my gun in here, I'm getting stopped here, and that would be kind of hard to fish my hand in there. So again, I'm trying to do big gross movements and not like fine little movements, but that's one of the complexities of carrying in a bag, is you might have to do little movements like that. So I'm going to keep working on it and see if I can get it down to a big gross movement to make the efficiency as much as possible.
There are other bags out there that are designed for what Ryan is saying, that you can zip both sides up and they have a little pull tab that sticks out of it. You pull that pull tab down and it unzips the bag. Unfortunately, this one does not work that way.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping that it would,
Since
but
you have the
it's,
zippers next to the top buckle.
I have the zippers over here, and then pull it with my
I don't know.
pull it with my dominant hand, and then get the gun. I mean,
then
honestly,
pull the
this
bag,
is
yeah.
that's better for a single-handed draw, I think, which would probably be the most applicable in
But you
most
still got to
situations.
keep the bag still.
Yeah.
So the big thing I don't like about anything that requires a two-hand draw
Yeah.
is certainly it's not the end of the world, but the likelihood of us needing to go to a firearm while we're in very close proximity where we may be trying to keep somebody off of us, or more likely in my case, and probably in her case too, with our families, is trying to keep somebody behind us.
Yeah.
Right? Grabbing a hold of my wife or my kids and pushing them behind me as I'm going to whatever the tool is. I think that's a likely scenario. And me having to have both hands tied up in the draw, certainly when I practice drawing here, I practice drawing with my non-dominant hand and then drawing the gun, clearing the garment with my non-dominant, drawing the gun with my dominant hand. However, I can still very easily clear with my dominant hand and draw the firearm. That becomes a little bit more difficult for right now, anyway.
Sure.
At the early stages of this, I think part of the complexity is that we have an understanding of how simple it can be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and Ryan, you make a valid point. Just like holsters, you know, if this world is what you're going to continue on with, and that's the only way you're going to carry. Everything in the gun world is a sacrifice.
Yeah.
So if you're going to sacrifice something, just know the objective details behind it and make a good decision based off of objective truths, not just. You know, I get it. Carrying a gun's not always comfortable. It can be if you dedicate some time and effort. It shouldn't be painful by any means. It might be a little uncomfortable at first, but you get used to it. You tend to forget about it a little bit. And this is a good way to forget about it. It's a very comfortable way to carry. I'm not gonna discredit that at all. And it is convenient that I can have certain things in here. But that's one of my other cons about this, is that this is meant, in my opinion, what I would like to have an off-body carry be for me is a purse and a holster all at the same time. A purse and an ability to carry holster. My biggest frustration is I couldn't put my tourniquet in here, and that bothers me. I don't have really the ability to carry my tourniquet on my person. Like that's one of the best things about a purse for me, and being able to carry a med kit and keep tourniquets on me. So I miss my tourniquet, and that kind of sucks. I thought that I could fit it in here. This is another thing. I have long hair. This gets in the way, and it has multiple times with me trying to get to the bag because my hair constantly is draping over my shirt and stuff. But I was hoping that I could keep the tourniquet.
I know how to fix that one.
I was hoping I could keep the tourniquet like down here, like at the bottom. But even with this small gun, the way that I angle it in here, the zipper was not able to close around it without the difficulty of opening it. Like it would get snagged on the zipper because it was so tight in there.
So Ryan brings up another good point, and I think you may have touched on this, that it took him several bags to figure out.
Yeah.
Just like we tell people it takes with holsters. And this is bag number 2 for you. Mm-hmm. We have a third bag coming that we're going to try out next week. And we've already tried a third bag, but she refuses to like it, even though Vinny can do a sub-second draw with this other.
Vinny, go get it.
Go get it. It's in the bottom drawer. I put it in the bottom drawer. Yeah.
My gosh, you guys.
It's a fanny pack.
It's not a fanny, it's a fanny backpack.
It does look a little bit like old school. Jason Brown, I understand this, old school butt packs, but
Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
but it works.
I get it.
It is
But one of the things,
hideous looking for sure.
one of the things about this is it's stylish too. It's also, it's
So you're
people are
concerned about your
to an extent. We all know that I'm not like the most over the top fashionista here, okay? But there is some level of
I get it. I mean, I would just say there's no way I would wear this thing,
right.
but it's
It's functional for sure. It's got
It's-
way more function.
functional.
Just like carrying a big gun. Carrying a big gun is going to give you a lot more. You're sacrificing your comfort and concealability, but you get a lot more function. The ability to have higher capacity. I'm not putting it on.
Come on, get
Vinny.
it. No, you don't have to put it on. I mean, you can if you want to, but
You can just
so
show
take,
the
take
size.
your bag off. Stop.
Freaking put it on.
Show the size of it. You didn't even hear what you said.
What did I say? Oh, show the size. What? Give this to me.
So
Tee. Look at this thing. It's dumb. Look at
so
it.
just
But I'm fake.
It doesn't even fit in the picture. Look at it.
yes, it is gross.
Hold on.
However,
Hold on, it fits over. I can carry my shadow with this thing.
hell yeah, you could.
You could.
and you could do a sub-second draw.
It covers my shadow. Like I got my shadow on it. It completely covers it. That would be great.
You carry 2 guns. But so this thing. Here, let me see this. Take that. Take
What?
that back. So this has got the pull tab system we talked about earlier. This will also, if you wanted to, attach to your belt if you're wearing a belt underneath, so it don't move. But you zip up to here, and it's got another one of these inside on this side if you're right-handed or left-handed. It's going to be harder for me to do this since it's not attached to me. But then all you got to do is pull down on this, and you can draw your gun. Okay. And for the record, this has a cheapy holster that comes with it You would not use this. You would use a holster like what's in there.
One of the reasons why Vinny is able to draw it faster out of this is because of the lack of retention here. Now, we tried it and we did, didn't we, Vin? He was drawing from one of the crossbreeds here, and it was hemming him up a little bit because the retention, because it was allowing the whole bag to move.
In this bag?
No,
In this one.
In that one.
Okay.
But it was just because
think
this
if
doesn't
you-
have any retention to it.
I know,
the
but
gun
I
comes
bet-
out much easier.
I bet that if he had a cross-reed holster in here, and you'd have to do a little finagling because they did backwards Velcro,
Yeah,
but just because of the speed, you know, when you try to draw a gun slowly, you know, like my whole holster will move right now, right? But
My retention on my
Oh.
holster is really tight.
yeah, but when I draw fast, it doesn't impede me being able to draw. But when I'm trying to draw slow, the whole thing moves. Okay, so I just untied my pants. That's
Good
okay. It's okay. Anyway, so I would bet that at speed, I bet he'd still be maybe a fraction of a second slower, but I would
Yeah.
doubt that it would slow him down much.
Now, it has a belt mounting ability, so it wouldn't matter.
Yes.
Yeah, that's got it, and he can also pull down the whole front of it.
Yeah.
So putting this thing back on this way again, Ryan, the point you made about turning this the other way, it is very, very awkward for me because anytime I've carried anything crossbody, it's always been to this side here, to my left side, because I want my dominant hand free. So I hadn't considered that as far as off body carry. So I'm gonna play with that a little bit and see if I can get my draw times better and stuff like that. So. So carrying things in this, I miss being, there's so many things I've had to take out of this. So I basically carry my other sling bag like this, but it's just my crap. And then my gun's in this with maybe my wallet and my keys, but.
We need a slow-mo camera. I think it probably still moves just as much. It just matters less long. That's kind of interesting.
Just matters less.
Bring the.
That he's saying that the holster would still move. If I was drawing fast, the holster would still move like this.
It
It's
just doesn't matter as long because it's
because
doing
I'm moving
it faster.
faster. Yeah,
that
which
makes
is
sense.
probably that's probably true. I'd be curious if it moved just as much. That's hard to measure though because
Slow mo. Come on.
no,
video-
I'm saying,
video
but if I
person.
tried to do it, if I tried to draw slowly,
Yeah, I guess it would be hard to
then
measure.
because you hit a point of that the shell is still really holding on, and I'm just slowly adding more and more pressure. I don't know. Does it always let go at the same point though? It should.
I mean, obviously, there's
The
a
same-
certain amount of
Force that it needs.
pounds
so-
per square inch. I don't know how would you measure that, but it has to have that amount of
Absolutely,
force, yeah.
Jason. I completely agree with that. Defeating the retention is still definitely a thing, but when you move fast, and I was doing that more so for the bag movement in this case, right? When you're trying to go slow, that bag, if you try to draw your gun slow out of there now, you can't.
I moved it. This one?
Yeah, you
So
can't. Don't just grab a hold of the gun and you can't because you never defeat the retention. But if you go fast, you could. Now, right, your gun's in there the wrong way right now.
I know, but just the movement should at least explain what the concept of what you're talking about. But I'm gonna try it the other way. Man, that's gonna be weird. It's gonna be a weird switch. Everything goes around the shoulder.
Dunlop. I was very confused for a second, but I get it. You get it?
Dunlop. Those are tires.
Yeah, I got you, Jason Brown.
For sure. We'll have Pepe on that sweet fragile thing. It's still over my head. I still don't get it. It's okay. You guys will tell me later, and I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, it's okay."
What's a Dunlop?
Tires?
Okay. How many tires do you have in your car?
4.
Okay. Do you have an extra one?
Yeah.
What's that called?
A spare tire?
Okay.
Oh my God.
What's this called?
Don't laugh.
And he just says, my gut dunlopped over my belt. I can't tell my.
Yes.
Hi, Mom.
You know,
I'm.
I've overthought it so much. I still don't.
Should I tell my dick do joke?
Of course. I don't know. Is it a?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Brothers of the internet?
Well, you already did, so just
Yeah.
say
You
it.
did say it already.
So this was years ago when I was skydiving all the time. One of our pilots, he'd come out. He was a larger gentleman. Vincent, your mother says hi.
Yeah, I think.
And he was talking to a student one time, and he said something about this. When I wear my rig, I have this and that and the other thing, but my dick dude gets in the way sometimes. And the student's like, dick dude. Like he's thinking of something on his rig, and he's like, I don't know what that is. He goes, it's my stomach. My belly sticks out further than my dick dude. I can't not hear it.
That's pretty funny.
Sorry.
Pretty
I had to.
funny.
Anyway.
Oh, Ryan, I wanted to ask you: do you secure the bag to you somehow?
I can't believe I just said that on our.
Do you to keep this from moving?
Jesus.
Do you what?
Your coffee was like.
Do you secure it to yourself? Like, does it have another strap, or like that Blackhawk dumb one has a way to like secure it to your belt?
Oh my goodness, he's got all the jokes. Ryan.
But I never skydived, but I'm a parachuter.
You get it?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
But anyway, I want to work on that, I guess. So I'm going to switch it around and see how awkward I can make this.
I think we get a ratchet strap and we go the opposite way and we ratchet strap the bag to you so the bag doesn't move. That's what we do. Bungee cord will work. We don't even have to be a ratchet strap. Just a bungee cord.
Okay.
We'll just cross-body carry a bungee cord. A bandolier.
Suspenders.
A bandolier would have a 50 cal bandolier. It'll have
Yes.
enough weight to hold the bag down. That's what you need.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I have a backrest on the wheelchair that probably holds more than I think. Okay. So it kind of like holds it in place.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. Like how? So when you off-body carry, is your bag attached to you or to your chair? Curious.
Yeah, for sure. Hair tie?
Elizabeth.
I break hair ties all the time. There ain't no way I'm using that. Off-body carried was a Vertic messenger bag. Brian uses one of those too. Yeah, I do like Vertex for their off-body carry options. I do.
The biggest downsides to me are still that you can't put the bag down. Okay? You can't put the bag down. You know, obviously, if you're at home and you don't have little kids at home and that sort of thing, then that's fine. But like the example she gave of going to a friend's house, that's just if somebody came over to my house wearing a backpack and they just wouldn't put their backpack down, it would just seem strange to me.
Yeah.
It would seem very odd, and it wouldn't be comfortable. I mean, I don't want to walk around with a backpack and sit on the couch at somebody's house and, you know,
Right.
shoot the bull for a while.
Yeah.
On me, but my back is against the back of the chair.
So the back being against the back of the chair is holding the strap, so it keeps
Helps keep it from
that
moving.
makes good sense. And being in a chair like that, you don't have to consider setting your bag down, like 'cause
Yeah.
you could just keep it on you. So I do like that option for you, Ryan. I think that makes a lot of sense. Still a semi-permissive environment is still a bit of security by
Dude, that's way too fancy of a word.
Phil. Do you have one? The fanny pack? Oh,
Or-
are you talking about? Dad.
I was gonna say that's your father. We'll just. I plead the fifth.
What does this word mean? Obfuscation.
Yeah, I don't know. It's way too.
And
Come
what
on.
does that whole sentence mean? It's. What time is it? It's too early for this.
I think he's
$10
saying
words.
you still.
Semi-permissive, and okay, so semi-permissible to have a gun, yes. Environment is still a bit of...
Yeah, but we don't understand the answer. We don't know what that means. Your intellect has surpassed the ability of our ears to understand. Yes.
I'm done.
Now I'm
I'm
confused.
very done.
Yes.
His he voice just said unclear. I'm so confused. Vinny,
What's up?
what are they saying?
The math ain't mathin'.
So some environments just
Disallow on body.
like what?
Yeah. And how and how would off body be better?
More, yeah,
Permissive.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to Google that
Ooh.
word. I want to know what that word is.
Movie theaters. That's another place where I would not want to carry off body because I would have a tendency to just set my bag down like on the floor or something, and like if you were at a workplace where it had internal security that was greater than the external security. But the bag versus on body wouldn't change, I don't think. Unless, I can't visualize the specific
Yeah, I can't
thing that
either.
you're talking about.
I'm having a hard time.
But
So we just went when we went to the.
bag stays at desk.
But how do you get the bag in? We went to City Hall, whatever it was, late last week.
Oh,
What
yeah.
day is today? Today's Friday. Was
Monday?
it this week?
Yeah, it was
It
Monday.
was this week. And went through a metal detector, and then they, all the stuff that I set on the outside of the metal detector, my wallet, he legit, I don't have my wallet on me right now, but he pulled my cards out of my wallet and made sure there wasn't something goofy in there. He opened up I had my business card case. He opened that up and pulled my business cards out and made sure that those were all just business cards. I was expecting him to say something about my pen because I had a tactical pen on me,
Yeah, I was too. I'm sorry.
and it has a glass breaker on one end, and it looks ominous. And he didn't say anything about it, but he was a super cool guy, and I had my silly pocket knife on me, and he actually just held onto the pocket knife for me instead of me having to go take it back out to my car. But he went through everything.
With-
and I'm
yeah,
sure
with a
that if
fine-tooth comb,
you
yeah.
were wearing a bag. Did he go through? He went through
Oh,
your
yeah.
bag. I'm
Yeah,
assuming,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
I had to go back out and take something back out. I don't know. Hold on. One thing that
I don't
got
know,
away
too
from
many
us.
coming in.
Some Ryan said something about nobody questions his catheter bag. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's
like,
not-
are you sure you want to check this bag?
Clyde. Was not Baldwin City Hall. This was
Chesterfield.
Chesterfield.
So metal detectors might prevent you from carrying on body. No external metal detectors prevent you from carrying into the place in the first place, right? So it's just tighter internal security in parts of a place that has lack external. So
But I still don't understand how you get. If
Get
they
it
have
into
metal
the first
detectors,
place,
how the
yeah.
heck do you get the outside of hiding it in a spot in your bag, and your bag doesn't go through a metal detector? I don't know how you get it in there.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to divulge how you get it in there because I don't want you to have to worry about that.
what about off-body RPG carry?
I agree with
That's next week's
Sweet.
live. We'll wait for Phil to get
That's it.
belt fed on that. Sees pretty tight security for City Hall. Good freaking morning, Jim. It's easy to imagine
Yeah.
it's the 80s in Galaxia Force.
Well, so Clyde, I can see why City Hall has tight security because things can get heated.
Did, yeah.
And this particular reason that we went was because of a firearm issue.
No, I don't agree with it, but I understand their perspective.
Yeah. I don't know. I
I don't like any gun-free zones. A purist.
Yes, but I also respect their right to be able to make that decision.
Absolutely.
However, that one's a little bit trickier for me
It's a public
because
forum.
because it's a state facility or a city facility. It's a governmental facility. That should, if it's Phil's house, sure. Phil's business, sure.
So should we-
I don't like the fact that you think it's dumb that you don't want me to carry a gun in there, but I respect the fact that you can be dumb.
I can respect anybody's desire to do something because they have a right to do so. But when it comes to a government agency, you're restricting the people's Second Amendment right. But like, would you want to take your gun into a comedy club? Should you be able to take your gun in there?
Yeah.
Well,
So
people get offended in comedy clubs. Look at Matt Rife's situation.
I was going to say the same thing about this. Is like that should be one of the reasons why you should be able to carry a gun is because it is something that can be heated, and if the place is full of level-headed people that are carrying a gun. I want to say this in the least overtly offensive way possible, but morons that are carrying a gun and that are hot-headed give all the rest of us terrible names.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are brandishing and, I'm gonna get you, you sucker. That kind of crap. That's not who we are, and I understand that. But if that's what happened at one of these things, the good people, good level-headed people that were sitting there with firearms have the potential to be able to help stop that threat.
Exactly. So what if
that's why I think that it's not the smartest move on the outside. It's like, well, as long as we keep everybody from bringing them in, it won't be an issue. But
what if Joe Schmo walks in the door and sees a metal detector and the cop's standing there, and you and I are having a conversation with the cop that's standing by the metal detector, and Joe says, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to get through there. I better just start blasting now.
Yeah.
Luckily, well, if we had our gun, because we didn't have a metal detector, then we'd be able to stop that.
Record. I can't type fast enough. I'm going to have to just come in and explain.
Okay.
It's hard because the comments are delayed.
Yeah.
You type it and hit enter, and it's like 30 to 60 seconds before we see it. I was able to get a 43X into Busch Stadium after a bit of observation.
I'm curious.
It's not hard. I had I mean, I'm not going to say his name, but I had an FBI agent who's taken a few classes from me who did the same type of thing. And he tried to go in one gate and be like, listen, dude, I'm an FBI agent. Just let me carry my gun. And they said no. And so he just went to another gate and just did it. And he was upfront about it the first time, and the second time he just hid it and was able to hide it.
Do they not have metal detectors?
They do, but
We can have a conversation.
yeah.
I don't go to games sometimes.
I'd have a hard time with it just because if I couldn't get through with it, then I got to go freaking figure it out. Yeah. Perceived gun culture in America, you just described, and that's unfortunate, and we try really, really hard to squash that perception, and I think it's interesting. Sometimes in a class, we have somebody who doesn't understand our perspective of not everything's a freaking gunfight, not everything's a reason to get in a fight, and most importantly, learn to be the bigger person and freaking walk away. That's huge, and it's always interesting to me when I have that person in class that's like, well, what do you mean I can't do this? I just want to blast a sucker in the face. Well, but he literally stole your baseball bat. You can't do that. Right? You have to be the bigger person and be smart. Wands aren't magic. Unintentional benefit of a wheelchair. They usually make you go around the walk-through detector.
Nice. That's awesome.
It's okay. All right.
So I'm going to keep playing with this thing.
Good discussion.
Yeah.
And we're definitely not 100% against it. Obviously, she's trying it and legit trying it. So, and we appreciate the feedback and the thoughts on different things to try. Like I said, we're going to try we've got another product coming from Elite Survival that we'll have on Monday. So she's going to try that one too and just kind of see where these go and pros and cons to the different styles of bags that she's using. And, to be able to carry more stuff, like you said, your tourniquets, right? You got to have a bigger bag potentially. Now, that's a sacrifice. Right now, you're sacrificing not carrying the tourniquet, or you make a sacrifice of a larger bag. Vertex, for example, makes a larger bag like this. I don't know if we have them or not, but they make a larger bag like this to carry more stuff. but then you add more weight and so on and so forth.
Looks
so.
different, yeah. Clyde says, if I had my way, anyone who wants to carry should be a blue belt in BJJ first. At least they'd have a comfortable mindset. While I would love that for sure, I would just love that for any person in general to know what that feels like, to have a more comfortable mindset about your own abilities without a tool. I want that for everybody, regardless if you choose to carry a gun or not. However, you know, it's just like anything. It takes time and money and effort and all that stuff. And I hope that if you can, you dedicate time and effort to that, because I totally agree. I think it's worth it.
Yeah. So it's a sticky thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so your 75-year-old grandma now decides she wants to start carrying a gun because she doesn't have the physical strength to run away or to fight somebody off or whatever. She's also not going to be the person that gets into jiu-jitsu and goes and starts rolling around the mat.
Man, she'd be a badass, though.
That'd be awesome. Badass grandma. But then you're also removing that person's rights, and that's a sticky thing. We said the same thing with permitless carry. Like, as a gun rights advocate, yay, right? That's awesome. As a practical gun person, I don't love it, because then what surprised me, though, is that a fair amount of people, when that whole thing passed for permitless carry in Missouri, I think a lot of people put a gun on hip, like, awesome.
Shit.
Now what?
Yeah.
Because we expected CCW classes to decline. This was 2017, I think, is when it passed, and it went the other way.
Don't, Ryan. We won't say that for YouTube.
I think we should for YouTube, because they don't.
Of course, they don't know what it says.
They don't know. They can't.
I'll let
read the
you handle
comments.
that one.
Ryan asks the question: what's BJJ? I know a girl once with a black belt in just regular BJ.
My mom gives me and my sister so much trouble about this too. She said, "You're gonna go to class and do what?" No, Mom, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There's another J there. But for the longest time, she gave us so much trouble. She knew what it meant, but my mom's got a sense of humor, so it was pretty good.
That's awesome.
Oh man.
I think that about sums it up. Thanks, Ryan. We appreciate you.
Yes, and I might send you some questions about off-body stuff, but that would be very helpful.
Okay, we're going away. 1403 Manchester Road. If you want to come hang out with us sometime, come hang out with us sometime. Vinny's getting ready to start a mild drills class, which is tons of fun. Jason Brown, we got spots. You should come up and run mild drills. We have spicy drills at what time, Vincent?
Oh, shit.
You got to know the times.
I mean, that's fair. I can look it up.
Okay, let's see. This one's 9 to 11, so 12. I think 12 o'clock or
think it's
1 o'clock maybe.
1 to 3.
Yeah, I think it's 1.
1 to 3. Okay, so Jason Brown, you have the coughs. You have to be off work and come in here and hang out and do some spicy drills with us.
Bye, Mom. I had my BJ class. Gonna roll with a bunch of dudes. You have to go do what?
What time is it?
1 to 3.
1 to 3.
1 to 3 is spicy drills.
Jason Brown, take off work.
Peggy just said she doesn't have a sense of humor.
Do it.
I disagree, Miss Peggy.
Liar.
You had me busted.
Yes. What do you? What?
She cracks.
Do you know the amount of pictures I have on my phone from your mother, Vincent? That sounds weird. Pictures
it, Mom.
of you, Vincent. Sorry, Miss Peggy, I couldn't help myself.
That sounds weird.
I don't know if that sounds worse or not, but yeah, this show is not good. This is
Show's gone sideways.
It's because you don't have a beard anymore. No,
she said it.
I
I
said
don't
it.
have a beard.
I was being sarcastic.
We didn't hear that.
You said I don't have a beard. This is not a beard. This is a goatee.
We didn't get any more responses. We're tied. We need you guys to respond. Is this a beard?
If
Does
you're
Phil,
on the YouTubes later,
does Phil have a beard?
Or is
You
this
go
a beard?
away.
No, that's a valid question.
Or are they both beards?
No, thank you, Miss Peggy. Peggy wins.
High five, Mom.
Yes. High five. Okay, we're done.
No,
1403
no. Hold on.
What?
We got to at least give
We
one
got-
other person an option.
Why?
Because I'm wrong.
Peggy
if
already
not.
voted.
It's kind of a
You
beard.
can wait on the
The
YouTube.
kind of beard you have to notify your neighbors about. That's it.
Hands on beard. All right, I'm going away. We're all going away. 14803 Manchester Road in beautiful Baldwin, Missouri. If you guys need something, we have all sorts of cool stuff in here. We have a shooting range. You can even come in and shoot your gun and stuff. You can come and take a class with us. That's super awesome too. What do we have going on this weekend? We have defensive handgun one.
CCW,
sold out. We
defensive
have
one.
2 seats left in CCW for Saturday. So if you need to get that CC Dubs in, come do it.
CC Dubs. And
CC
there's
Dubs.
Carbine one on Sunday.
Carbine one on Sunday is sold out, I think, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyway, we have classes. We have all sorts of fun stuff. We got all sorts of crap going on next week. I'm teaching Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know. It's dumb, but it's awesome. So you guys have a super awesome day. Stay safe. Be nice to one another, and we will catch
You're gonna have so many
you
emails.
soon. Later.
Doodles.